right, so this is the homework notes on church corruption and the reformers. In the picture on this slide, you can see Martin Luther defending himself. We'll see that later in the movie. But first, I want to remind you of kind of why the Reformation happens, and that's because of a variety of church corruptions that were growing in the Middle Ages. So on the picture on the left, you see the sale of indulgences. So you see people buying tickets to heaven essentially for themselves, for their family, which was a growing problem in the Catholic Church. In the top right corner, you see Pope Julius, the warrior pope, or Pope Julius II, standing on a battlefield looking over a city he's about to conquer. In the bottom right corner, we have a picture of family members paying a church official money so that their son can become a church official, which was a quick way to become wealthy and powerful. So again, just recapping the church corruptions, we've got the selling of indulgences or tickets to heaven. So you could just literally buy your way into heaven. We have simony, which is the selling of church positions, so you could pay your way into being a church official. The idea of nepotism, which is giving church positions to friends and family who may not be qualified for the position. Church officials breaking vows to the church. Remember, they took a vow to not marry or have children, and many church officials were starting to have children, even popes. We see popes acting more like kings, where they cared more about wealth and power than being spiritual leaders. Again, a great example is Pope Julius II, the warrior pope. And then the Catholic Church was charging people money to see relics or holy objects. Other examples of corruption that we'll see in the movie is people having more than one church position. So maybe they were bishop of one city and bishop of another city. The list can go on and on. The early reformers, so people started pointing out the church corruption. And this is before the printing press, so keep that in the back of your mind. The picture on the left is of John Wycliffe in England, and he spoke out against church corruption in like the 1300s. He's going to criticize the selling of indulgences. He's going to translate the Bible into English. So he's going to take the Latin Bible, which most peasants could not read, and translate it into English. When he died of natural causes, the church burned his writings. Again, this is before the printing press, so there wasn't that much to burn. In the top right corner, we see John Huss of Bohemia, which is part of Germany. He also criticized corruptions. He had read some of Wycliffe's works. He also wanted the Bible in the common language so people could read it for themselves. He was burned at the stake. And in the bottom right corner is a guy named Erasmus, and it's often said that Erasmus laid the egg and Martin Luther hatched it. So Erasmus also published works criticizing the church corruption. He wanted the church to end corruption and purify itself. Now, after you've watched this video, there's a set of notes called video notes on the Reformation or on the Reformers. There are 3 questions. Go ahead and answer those questions in preparation for class tomorrow.